Alright guys, welcome. FOD Live 2026. 8-ball knockout, here we go again. Match 4. Let's just take a little look at the brackets. So this is how we're sitting at the moment. We have 3 matches already played. You can see Master Mino won the first one against one more. Shadow won his match against Memento, which was a crazy match. If you haven't seen that one, I definitely recommend going back and watching that. And then CC beat Solomon 3-0 to advance to the quarterfinals. So this is match 4. We have 2 very, very skilled players today. ShockWave, a good friend of mine, play a lot of games versus him from Sri Lanka, versus Dunmore from the UK. So yeah, this is going to be another one hard to call, to be honest. So I would say without further ado, let's get straight into the match. Just a reminder, this is a race to 3 best of 5 format. Just letting the guys know that they can start the game whenever they're ready. Okay, let's dive right into the match here, folks. Alright, so Dunmore has the break. Didn't pot anything. Let's see what our table is looking like. So the balls are actually reasonably spaced out, but there's still a bit of work to do here. ShockWave opting for the stripes. Really, all of these balls go, except for the black, so he's going to have to do something there. But definitely all of the stripes will go into pockets, as they are sitting at the moment. Wonder if he's going to try and move this black at some stage here. Can he actually see this? 13 ball. He can just about. And he's ended up pretty good there. He can go for the 15 or the 10 here. If he goes for the 10, he can actually move the black. As you can see, he's just got a little bit of an angle there. He might elect to do that. Let's see if he goes about it that way. Because that will actually get him perfectly on the 9 if he just nudges the 8 slightly here. And you know what? He's nudged the 8, but he's actually, unfortunately, snookered himself on the 9. Fortunately enough, though, does have the 15 into the corner pocket. You would imagine after potting this and getting good on the 9, that will be rack 1 to ShockWave, but let's see what happens. Is that going to drop? He's actually missed the 15 to the corner, wouldn't you know? Now that is surprising. I didn't expect him to miss that one. What can Dunmore do now? He has 6 balls left. 7 balls left. My apologies. He's actually got all 7 left. He's going to choose the 5 to start with. Does have a little bit of work to do here. As you can see, those 3 balls clumped together just beside the 9. Does have a good opportunity maybe to go into those balls now after the off the 4. Let's see which way he chooses to go about this. Interesting. He actually tried to do something off the 6, which I don't think that's quite worked out how he had imagined, but he's still okay. He's got a 4 to the corner. Does this actually... I think there's a 3 ball plant here. I think he can play this 4 into the corner, you know, and then play the 1, 2, 3 combination. Let's just have a look at that. I mean, there you can see that 2 at that angle is gonna make the 3 into the corner pocket. So if he gets, I would say, almost, yeah, I think this is the shot, and you can see there it's worked out perfectly. Or has it? Or has it? Do you know what? He's potted the ball, but he's not landed on anything. That is a little bit unlucky. What is he going to do here? Is he just going to lay up safe? That is the question. I think he has to. He's done that, and he's played a very good safety shot there, because he's actually given Dunmore, or sorry, ShockWave, only one way of hitting a ball here, which you can see is off 1 cushion. You know what? That is... Oh, I actually thought he was going to make that. That was very close to actually being made, not just hitting it, but unfortunately just comes up millimeters shy and misses it, and he's given ball in hand to Dunmore here. And this is going to be interesting to see if he can pot these 3 balls on the black for the first frame. He's played that well. He can screw back, I think, for the 7 here, which he has done. Now the 8 only goes into that same pocket. So how is he going to play this now? It's a delicate little shot, this, actually, because he's going to have to be sending the white up the table, which he doesn't really want to do here. Is he going to play with a little bit of stun, hit off the top cushion and come back? He has done. And really, he wanted to sort of stun that, actually, and come off maybe just this top rail and come back down. But you can see there he's just left himself slightly short of where he wanted to be, but he's still okay. He's got a shot here. And this is the problem, you see. He's left himself short of that black, and he's left himself a really difficult pot, and he has missed it. So you would think now this frame will go to ShockWave. I tell you what, ShockWave did not want to end up with the white where it is now. That I don't know what happened there, but he has left himself a really nasty one here on the 9. A very thin snick into this top corner pocket. Good news is, well, I was about to say, the good news is he's going to be plumb position for the black, but he's actually missed the pot. And he's given Dunmore the first frame here in this best of 5, first to 3 format. So we are 1-0 to Dunmore. I'm sure ShockWave will be kicking himself a little bit there, just with that position on the penultimate ball there on the 9. He really, really should have been better on that. As I say, I play a lot with ShockWave, and that is a miss that you do not often see from him, I have to say. Believe it or not, he's actually missed a very easy 9 there. That maybe the 9 is just bugging him today. Maybe he's just not very friendly with the 9 ball today. Dunmore with the spots here. A little bit of congestion towards that right corner pocket, as you can see there, with a lot of stripes. So Dunmore is going to have to do a little bit of moving of balls here if he wants to try and run out from here. Okay, so he's played the combination shot, which has worked out, but he's left himself a difficult enough next ball because he can't see the 3. He's going to be playing the 4 here. Yeah, excellent shot, and that's actually worked out pretty good for him. He's got the 3, 7 and black for a 2-0 victory here. A 2-0 lead, should I say, because it is first to 3. Let's see if he can hold his nerve here now. He's going to have to come off a few rails here because the black only goes into that corner pocket he's playing into currently. So he's done just that, and he's landed pretty much perfectly here. That's the best he really could have left himself. And there we have it, folks. He's 2-0 in the lead, and he's really in the driver's seat here, and he's played very, very well. That was a very good run out from a position that wasn't at all straightforward. Let's say if ShockWave can put another one on the board, can put his first frame on the board to make this game interesting. Yeah, he's played a nice shot there just to move a few balls that needed moving. I wonder, does the 8 actually go? I don't think it does. I think the 9 is in the way there. It's kind of difficult to see whether he can maybe get, if he's left himself at the right angle, can he actually pot the 8 without hitting the 9? That is the question. I think he can just get to it, maybe off the cushion. Not really sure what he was attempting there because he's left himself a really awkward either a 7 or a 1 here, and I don't know if either of them are easy pots. Definitely not easy. This one to the middle if he's taking it. Well, wouldn't you know, he's actually banked it into the corner pocket. That is a fantastic shot. Problem is, the one ball, to me anyway, from this view, is not going in that corner pocket. At least it's very, very tight. As you can see, he's missed it. Now, can Dunmore get his third and final frame on the board for a win? That is the question. Everything is pretty much potable apart from that 9 that I mentioned earlier. So let's see if he can manipulate that 9 ball. I would say the best ball to do that is going to be the 15. So if he plays this 12, he can play that 15 ball. Does he have an angle? That's the question. He can play this with very little risk because he's got the 11 ball sitting there on the reel. So he can play this actually. He can have a go at this here, moving the 9. Let's see if he does it. Do you know what? He's done it perfectly, and he's brought that 9 out. Not only has he brought it out, but he's actually put it into a potable position right here. So he might actually go for the 9, which he's done. And then the rest looks pretty straightforward. He's going to take this 11. I would say then maybe the 10 next, which he is going to do. Probably would have came the other direction if it was me, but he's still okay. He's actually opting to go the... Now, I would have actually played that up into the top corner pocket because the white then would have been sitting really nice for the 13, but he's elected to go for the middle bag here and unfortunately missed it. So he has passed the cue ball back to ShockWave, who really desperately needs a frame on the board. And that is a decent shot, and it looks like we're going 2-1. Black's just blocking the pocket ever so slightly, and I think that put him off. I think he's been worried that he was going to hit the black and the one then wouldn't have gone in, so he's tried to play that as thin as he could, and he's ended up missing it. Now, the good news for him is that he's blocked the pocket for the 8 ball, which means even if, and wouldn't you look at that, that is very unlucky with from Dunmore there. He's actually gone in off, and he's given that ball in hand to ShockWave. So this is going to be 2-1, folks. And 2-1 it is, and we have a match in our hands. Is ShockWave going to be able to bring it back to a 2-2 and have a final deciding frame? That is the question. Dunmore electing to go for stripes this time. He's potted 2. He's potted the ball he played, and he's potted another one. And I'm not sure he actually wanted to do that, because now he has a solid that's blocking a pocket that 3 of his balls would prefer to go into. Yeah, I'm not too sure what he could really do there. He didn't really have very many options, and he's come up with no real development, and he's passed control back over to ShockWave. So can ShockWave get another frame on the board? That's the question. So really the only difficult ball here is going to be the 7 because the 14 is blocking the 7. All of the other balls are going without being moved. So does he try and move the 14 or does he try and play on the 7 for the other, down the rail for the other corner pocket? That's probably what I would do because I don't think there's a natural way to move the 14 off any of these balls. So we'll have to see which way it goes here. Just a few delicate little shots here just to maneuver the white around these remaining balls. So it'll be interesting to see what way he goes here. Yeah, that was a difficult shot on the 5. He's actually ended up hitting that too thin. And that could be curtains because I'll tell you one thing now, all of those balls in regards to stripes are going. Now the 10 only goes into one pocket, but it is definitely potable if you can get onto it. The only thing is now I've just realized that the 12 doesn't actually go into this middle pocket. So really he's left himself with nothing much on here, Dunmore. Is he going to play a safety here? That would be the question. Looks like he's going for the double into the middle here. Is he going to get it? No, he was actually playing safe, which I think was the right decision. Only ball potable here is the 5, thin snick on the 5, but then the 6 doesn't go into that pocket. I think he can play this 5 and then come up and play the 7. Then he would have a perfect position on the 6 after that. So we'll have to see which way he goes about this. But is he actually going to go for it, or is he going to play a safety here? He might. He's played the safety, which is a fair option. Has he actually played? That to me looks like the 10 might actually go in here. That to me looks like he can get enough of the 10 to pot it, and believe it or not, he's added a little bit of right hand side to try and make that ball, and he's actually hit it too thin, believe it or not. So that passes things right back to ShockWave, and I think with the way the balls are, this could be 2-2 that we're looking at right now. Yeah, good shot. Nice control on the 5 to land perfectly on the 6. This is going to be a stun, 8 in the middle, and we're going to be looking at 2-2. So this is exactly what we wanted in this match. And there you have it. So we're 2-2. We were Dunmore was 2-0 up, and now we're finding ourselves 2-2. And this, folks, is the deciding frame of the match. Who will take it? Both players just saying good luck to each other. Nice to see that. Let's have a look at the table. So things are a little bit messy here. ShockWave looks like he's going to go stripes. Plenty of work to do if he's going to want to run out from here. I think that could be his turnover, unless he can manufacture something, but that looks to me like end of his run. What's he going to try and do? Is he going to Yeah, not sure. I think he was maybe trying to take this corner pocket with the 12, and he hasn't. So it'll be interesting to see here. Again, just the way the balls are sitting, there's still a lot of work to be done. Is Dunmore going to be able to do all of that and run out? Yeah, he's still okay. Play this 5, and he's got a few balls to choose from. He can play the 4 or the 1, depending on how he hits this. And wouldn't you know, he's in between them all, and he does not have a shot. And he's not going to be happy with where he's landed there, because that is pretty much the only place that you could put the white on this table where you don't have a shot on the solid. So that's a little bit unfortunate for him there. Yeah, just a containing safety shot, and he's done very well. I mean, the 15 is potable here, but I think that's as good as he could have done, really. Oh, and you can see there, he's forced ShockWave into playing a shot, and he's missed it. Good news for Dunmore is that although this corner is blocked, there's none of his balls that need really potted into that corner pocket. So the only one being the black, I would say. And he's played that shot well. He's nudged into the 4 and the 2 to make them both potable. So he can actually play this 6, come down the table as he's done, play the 4, and then stun across from the 2 and play the 8 into the same pocket. Well, at least he would have liked to have done that, but he's came too far. So what way is he going to play this? He can't stun across. As you can see, the angle's not there. Decided to come off 2 cushions, and he's had to play that with power, and he's ended up missing the shot, missing the pocket. So that is not what he wanted to do there at all. He's left the table to ShockWave here, who has a very good chance of taking these out. I think if you give this table as a practice routine, these guys would run out from here 100% of the time, but it's a match, which always adds to the pressure. And you can see there, literally has happened. He has landed in no man's land unless he can get through to the 9. It might be possible, it's hard to tell from this angle. But to me, that is very tight. Does that 9 go? If it does, he's okay. If it doesn't, he's in a bit of trouble. Is he trying to play? I think he's doing the right thing here. He's just playing a containing safety. And you know what? I cannot believe that. That is absolutely crazy, that luck to scratch from there. So that's very, very unlucky. Dunmore also saying, now, can Dunmore just pot the 2 in the black? Pretty straightforward shots. He's played that well. He's got a long black for the match. And ShockWave will be kicking himself, because that really was a routine safety that he just needed to play, and he's very unluckily went in off. And there we have it, folks. 3-0 to Dunmore. Congrats for your victory. That was actually a very enjoyable match to watch, with Dunmore going 2-0 up, and then ShockWave bringing it back to 2-2. So definitely wasn't easy for Dunmore, but you can see there eventually coming the victor, and he advances to the next round. So let's just have a look at the brackets here. So once we update the brackets, Dunmore will be playing against CC in the quarterfinals. which will be interesting. The rest of the matches that we still have to come in the first round are Sean Murphy #1 versus Dubai, which is going to happen on Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock UK time. So if you want to watch that, that is going to be an incredibly exciting match. So definitely don't miss that one. And then we have Fantastical Noob versus Defender. So that will be played hopefully some point over the next day or two. So do keep an eye out on the website, on the stream, on the YouTube channel. And yes, just thought I'd mention, actually, everything is on the website. So if you want to find out any information and, on when the games are happening, or what stage we're at with the tournament, or if you want to have a look at the brackets, everything is on the website, fodlive.com. All right, folks, that will do it for now. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we will see you next time whenever we've got our next match. So appreciate it, folks. See you next time.